So BigBear.AI stock was down last week, almost 9%. It's up 16% on the month and up 15% over the last 3 months. It's looking good right now. It's trending up and is setting up for a potential high value trade, potentially up to 250% to the all-time high. So a great opportunity. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the potential trade and some possible rules you can use to enter. Let's take a look. Now, if you find value in my analysis of BigBear.AI today or other stocks on my channel, you may also find value in my email newsletter. If you sign up, I'll share with you professional trading tips to help you make more profits trading stocks. I'll leave a link in the description below. Check it out. So BigBear.AI has been on the market now for about 5 years. And since the initial listing, it did have an initial spike up to create this all-time high here of $16 before it was heavily sold off between April 22 and December 22. So heavily sold off here into this significant low of 57 cents. Now since that time, it has started to move up and trend upwards. You can see long term, I've added a momentum line here in orange, just showing the stock is moving up steadily. And more recently, it does look as if Big Bear is starting to move upwards. And if I add another trend line here, you can see that price action is starting to move up a little more aggressively with buyers coming in to buy the stock. Now, since the high in February 2025, Big Bear has pulled back significantly into this low here of around about $2.30. It's fallen around 75% from this high into this low, about 77%. And it does look as if now buyers are coming back in. They're seeing value at this 235 level. They're starting to buy the stock and it's starting to move up. Now with this uptrend, it does present a possible trading opportunity. So before I share some possible entry rules for Big Bear and this trading opportunity, I first want to mark up the chart and share with you some key price levels that might offer support and resistance in the future. So first up is the all-time high, and that was created back in April 2022. That's around $16. Now underneath that was this previous peak formed in February this year, and that is around about $10.35. Under $10.35 we've got this significant peak which was formed back in February 2023, and we can see after this big sell-off from April 22 into December 22, there was a real big surge in this stock with buyers coming in, and it created this significant peak in January to February 2023, and that was around $6.78. So let's mark that one up. Underneath that, we've got this peak here of $4.79, and this was created back in March 2024. And under that level, I want to mark up the recent low of $2.35, which was created recently in April this year. And that's looking like a significant support level for Big Bear, because since that time, it has started to move up. And that price point does correspond with the trend line, which I've added here. And the next level I want to mark up is this level around about $1.16. You can see Big Bear fell into this level on a couple of occasions, June 2024 and also August 2024, found support and started to move up. And the last level I want to mark up is the all-time low for Big Bear, and that's down here, this trough here, which is around about 57 cents. And that was created in January 2023. So now on the weekly chart of Big Bear, we can see that the current stock price here is trading above this key level of 236, and it's under this higher level of $4.70. The stock price does look as if now it's trending up. After finding support around about this level here, it created this significant peak in February this year, and it has fallen around 70%. It looks as if it has found support at this significant level of $2.35. Since that time, it is moving up, and it does look as if the stock is trending up, and it is respecting this trend line here. So from a technical perspective, it does look as if Big Bear is presenting a possible entry. And if we zoom in on the chart for Big Bear, I would say a possible entry to consider would be above this peak here of 463, which was created a few weeks ago in the week of 27th of May. So let's mark that up with an orange line. So since the significant low here of $2.35, price has moved up to create this peak here. It's pulled back and created this second peak here around about $4.63. In the last 2 weeks, it has pulled back again. So now what we need to see for an entry is for price to exceed this peak here, this level here, to confirm the buyers are in control. And possibly you could also look at entry above this key level here of 478. Either one would be okay. So if you were to enter on these rules, either Dow theory on that peak or Dow theory on that key price level, what sort of profit is available for this AI stock? So entry around 460 using Dow theory would give you a potential upside of around 45% to this first level of possible resistance here around 670. And using a 15% stop loss for risk management, that would give you a risk to reward ratio of 3.1, which is great. Now, if Big Bear keeps going and pushes through that level, and potentially it moves up to this next level of $10.30, that would give you an upside of over 120%, which is excellent. Now, zooming out on the weekly chart, we can see the next level of resistance would be the current all-time high around $16. So if Big Bear keeps going and the buyers are coming in aggressively, buying up this stock, creating a real price surge, if it takes out this level here, the price peak of February 2025, it could keep going and trade all the way up to the all-time high. And that would give you a mega return of around about 250%. So this is definitely possible if the buyers are in control and they keep buying up the stock, pushing it up to that all-time high. So what's the possibility of Big Bear doing this massive move? Well, let's look at the price action historically. If we look at the last price move where price really took off, and we look at a marker from September 2024 up until February 2025, let's call it 6 months, Big Bear did add 764% to the share price. So it's clear this stock can move, and it can move in a big way when it wants to. Now, if we just drag this bar across to this area here, for example, if the stock can repeat this move in the next wave from this support line here as it did back here, and adds on a similar gain, then it could definitely take out the all-time high above $15 to $16. However, we know stocks don't go straight up. It might take some time for that price move to unfold, and it might meet resistance on the way. So we might get something like this. So you can see we might get this price movement up over time, but it might happen in stages. So as price moves up in this fashion, you can move your stop loss up in stages to lock profits in as the price moves up. So overall, Big Bear is looking great. It does look as if it's trending up, and there's definitely an entry here above $4.63. And if you entered that trade, you've got great potential profits available in stages. First stage would be 670, 45% upside. Second stage would be $10.30 or thereabouts, 125%. And if it drives through there and hits the all-time high, you've got up to 250% available for profit over the medium to long term. Let me know what you think. Would you take this trade? What do you think of Big Bear AI stock right now? I'm keen to learn your feedback in the comments. Thanks for watching.